We're all dancing on our own again, baby. That's right. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yes, the Phillies clinch their wild card spot, but we're going to talk Eagles. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just excited the Phillies playoff baseball is back. But we got trending in the AM here on Philadelphia Sports Network live in 30 seconds with lots of football talk and maybe a little sprinkle in baseball. We'll see you in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody. Welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're live. Facebook, YouTube. You know the drill. Like, share, read. There's no Twitter. So like, share, follow, subscribe. Basically, do whatever it is. Like I told y'all at the end of the show yesterday, help us grow the number one morning show in the Philadelphia area. The number one morning show that's not afraid to talk baseball when the time is right. We're going to talk a little bit of baseball as well today, but we got lots of football on the agenda as well. But it's very important that you hit that like and share button for me. I'm Phil Stiefel, your host of Trending in the AM every morning here, where your opinion actually matters. And yes, another Red October. Let's run it back, baby. It is Red October. There are at least a few excited Red October fans in the comments this morning. It is great. What is up, Mad Chatter? How we doing? I guess no bonus value today. What? Did you do anything? You want bonus? You want more out of me for less from you than anybody in the world. I need to get a little bit before I give a little bit more. What's up, Judd? How you doing this morning? Guys, we got a fun show. My excitement level is high right now. We got lots of Eagles things on the agenda today. I got a couple different things I want to discuss Eagles football wise, but also yes, in the back of my head, the Phillies did clinch the number one wild card seat last night. So in the back of my head, the excitement is there. I'm trying to debate and rattle around some ideas to do a special Phillies only afternoon show one of the days later this week. Kind of get prepped for Phillies baseball because I know you guys don't love the Phillies talk on a regular basis in the morning. What's up, K1? How we doing this morning? So we'll push the Phillies talk off for now. Maybe later in the show, depending on how the flow goes, I might throw a little bit more of my Phillies excitement into the conversation. And if you got Phillies comments you want to make, drop them in the comments. But I want to talk a little Phillies. And we're going to start with my weekly power ranking. Because as the show's titled, where the Eagles stand in the hierarchy of the NFL after 3 weeks. And I think we said it somewhere yesterday on the show. Someone did or I did. After 1 week, you kind of start to, you don't really know. There's rust. After 2 weeks, you're still working out the rust as an NFL team. After 3 weeks, you're starting to get a little idea of what your team is, whether it's the Eagles or another team. After week 4, week 5, then you are who you think you are. But after 3 weeks, we're starting to see who the Eagles are. And there's a lot of negative media attention surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles right now. And we're going to get into some of what those negative, things are with the Eagles. But I put my power rankings together. And I had to put the top 3 undefeated teams, the only 3 undefeated teams, at the top of my power rankings. I'm going to put my power rankings up on the screen in a minute here. But I had to put the 3, the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Dolphins at the top because of they're undefeated. And they're 3 best teams in the league. And when I'm writing my power rankings, I'm kind of sitting there thinking, I'm like, do I put the Eagles 1? If I put the Eagles 1, it makes me sound very homerish. But hey, being clickbait, stupid media works for a lot of people. So maybe putting the Eagles above the 49ers and the Dolphins, who realistically have both offensively speaking looked better than the Eagles this year. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, but let's just put the Eagles. Let's be the homer. Let's put the Eagles number 1. And then That'll just offend so many people across all the I don't just post on Twitter, I post on TikTok, I post on Instagram. TikTok especially, the power rankings normally blow up and I get a lot of hate, we'll just say, on TikTok when I post my power rankings on a regular basis. So I went and I put the Eagles number 1 in my power ranking. And lo and behold, it's not as outlandish as people think because I didn't get any hate. My Twitter account didn't blow up. My TikTok notifications didn't start shooting off. Just a lot of likes. And I was like, huh, maybe the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. So we'll put this up in a second. You got to defend your. I'm going to defend them. I defend everything I say without a little hometown bias. Obviously, putting the Eagles 1 is a little hometown bias, but is it as outlandish as people think? Who have the other teams played? What else has gone on, with these other teams? I mean, the 49ers haven't beaten an amazing team yet. If anything, our schedule's been a little bit more difficult. The Dolphins, the Dolphins won 70-20. I think that number is bloating people's opinions. They're a great team, the Dolphins, don't get me wrong, but maybe bloating it a little bit. Eagles are clearly the best. And the reaction that I expected to get versus the reaction I did get across all the platforms. Actually, I posted on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And based off of the reaction I got, maybe the Eagles being the best team in the NFL, maybe it's not as outlandish as we think it is. Maybe they really are, at this point, playing the best football in the NFL through 3 weeks, considering the fact that they haven't played their best football yet. Their defense may be peaking already, but their offense isn't even close. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Eagles are the best. That's confident. Some would call you K1 a homer right there. Some would say that you're being homerish just like me. But what I expected was a lot of people to say, and a lot didn't. Which, does that tell me the algorithm's just off and not enough people saw my post? Or maybe people realize deep down inside, Eagles are a damn good football team. What do we got here? Miami wants a word, K1, as soon as they stop scoring touchdowns. Yes. All right. Obviously, Miami. We could start right there. The Miami Dolphins are 3-0. The 70-20 victory is very bloated and very big. And it's going to get a lot of weight from people. But then they beat the Patriots 24-17. Not much different than we did. And they beat the Chargers 36-34 in a shootout, which that's a really good win on the road winning on the road week 1. It's pretty special. And their first 2 games were on the road, actually. I'm looking at their schedule right now. This week will be the judgment, the litmus test for the Dolphins when they're going to Buffalo. 3 of their first 4 games on the road. That's very difficult to have happen to start the season. And throwing Buffalo this week, 1 o'clock, that is going to be the big test. Because a lot of those games, beating the Chargers by 2, the Chargers are an overrated, overhyped team. They just are. And then the Patriots they were held semi in check, 24 points, whatever, by the Patriots. They gave up 17. We're going to put these power rankings up in a second. I want to catch up on comments. Games been over for days, but nobody told the Dolphins they just scored again. Look, the Dolphins scored a lot, but there's also a little bit of an embarrassment factor from the Broncos that it was just a special moment. That doesn't happen often. 49ers are mid. I don't know about that. That's a hot take. That'll get you some clickbait right there. We are an enigma, Joe says. Fly, Eagles, fly. I have still no idea how great this Eagles team actually can be, because I think it's going to be really good. I have to be careful with Miami. Big injury history. Yeah, there's a little bit of concern with the injuries there with Miami. Without a doubt. It's going to be hard for me to put my faith and trust in Miami all year with the injury history with Tua, for sure. Games are won in the trenches, and the Eagles have the best O-line and D-line in the NFL by a wide margin. The best D-line and one of the best O-lines. Pass protection still concerns me a little bit. I know the PFF stats say the Eagles are a great pass protecting team, but I don't know. They still have some concerns with the pass block. Once teams figure them out and stand up to them, the Dolphins will slow down. Yeah, the Dolphins are going to slow down no matter what. Right now, I forget the numbers, but the pace that they're on, points and yardage-wise through 3 weeks, would be shattering records in week 12. week 13. There's no way they keep it up at this pace. But as long as they stay healthy, they are going to continue to put up points. It's can they stay healthy and what's the defense really? When they go up against a team like Buffalo who got themselves in rhythm last week against Washington. How does that game go? That's going to be a big, big test for them. Chargers, Bosa. Bosa is not mid. The Chargers and Justin Herbert are what's mid. I am not a Justin Herbert fan. I've been on record saying that many times. All right, let's put these power rankings up, courtesy of my Twitter page here, at Bearded Knowledge on all social media platforms. Hopefully, you guys can see that right there on the screen. Yes, I put the Eagles 1, Dolphins 2, and 49ers 3. Eagles, I thought would be clickbait. It would get a lot of attention, whatnot. It didn't. The Dolphins 2, because their offense is a juggernaut. 49ers 3, because arguably they're the best team. I went Chiefs 4, Bills 5. Now, I got to say, I thought about putting the Chiefs even higher on this list. If I wasn't going to be homerish and I was going to do things, the Chiefs are still, I know they've got the one loss on their record, but the Chiefs are a damn good football team. The Bosa on Chargers is mid. No, he's not. He's good. He's very good. The Eagles have a great offensive line, obviously. Only the beard scoffs at the 70-point score by Miami. Did I scoff at it? I don't think I did. Let's be honest. Based off of the first 3 weeks, the Birds fall between 2 and 4 in the power rankings, but the list is solid. Again, I have no qualm saying that putting the Birds 1 is a little bit of an overreaction. It's a little bit of homer. You can put those first 3 teams in my list in any order, Peanut, and I'd be okay. If you put them 1, 2, or 3, I would be fine. That's perfectly fine to me. Maybe best wide receiver duo. Definitely one of the best. The Dolphins flash in the pan. I don't know about that. Chiefs should be 1. There is an argument to be made that the one-loss Chiefs should be ranked ahead of the 3 undefeated teams. There is. They're the defending Super Bowl champions. They have the best quarterback in football. They have the best coach in the NFL right now, one of the best of all time. Without a doubt, there's an argument to be made there. I agree with Peanut. And Peanut came at me on Facebook, not came at me, said the same thing on Facebook, and I agreed with him. I know there is an argument there. There is. Now, I put the Bills 5 over some of these other one-loss teams, and I'm not sure. I really felt like I could have bumped the Bills down a little bit. Okay? I really do. Now, the Bills, though, the Browns, and the Ravens, to me, are all in the same category. Just like you could have put the Eagles, Dolphins, 49ers, 1, 2, 3 in any order, you could have put 5, 6, 7 in any order, and I'd be okay with that. Like, really, the Ravens lost this weekend to the Gardner Minshew-led Colts was a bad loss. The Browns have won 2 games. Their defense, the Browns' defense alone, their offense is hit or miss, but the Browns' defense alone is scary. It's good. It's really, really good. So that gets them alone in the top 7. And then the Bills are the Bills. The Bills are going to put up a lot of points in the regular season. They're going to win a lot of games in the regular season. And that's that. What is up, Drew? How you doing? Haven't seen your name in the comments in a few days. Great to have you back. D-line's most dangerous aspect is depth. The Eagles' D-line, I mean, the fact that Jalen Carter could be ranked where he is in NFL ranks in defensive line and only be playing like 40% of the snaps, and the defensive line overall is so dominant that he could get by, which is playing 40%. It's insane. It really is. Chiefs beat Dolphins and 49ers 10 out of 10 times. Maybe like 8 out of 10 times. You're taking a little bit away from the Dolphins and the 49ers. Remember, we don't try to be too clickbaity here on the show. Hats off to Peanut. Yeah, don't build his ego up any more than it is. Brock Purdy is not a legit quarterback. All right, so this is a very interesting thing here, and I want to dive into this. I'm gonna pull the shared screen off for a second. So I want to talk about this. I'm writing this down. This needs more time than just in the show. I got to write something down here because I think this is very interesting. Very interesting. We'll catch up in the comments in a second. Brock Purdy is not a legit quarterback. And I tend to agree with you on this. Okay, K1? I do. I think he's a little bit overrated, possibly. All right? He's what? He hasn't lost as a starter, has he? Right. Check that off. Okay. But all we do with Jalen Hurts is talk about how he's 20-1 in his last 21 starts. So if we're going to go off win-loss records and prop up Jalen Hurts, don't we've got to give Brock Purdy some credit? Like, I was thinking about that last night a little bit. I forget what I was watching. I was watching the Phillies game, dancing on my own baby. Go Phillies in Red October. I'm watching the Phillies game a little bit. I'm flipping through the channels. I'm playing on my phone. And I'm thinking, I saw something on, maybe it was before the Phillies game. I was watching ESPN or Sports Center, which I don't know. I never watched Sports Center, but I think I was. And they brought up Jalen Hurts' 20-1 record. And then they flipped to the 49ers for a few minutes and they mentioned whatever his undefeated record as a starter is. And I'm like, huh. Like, I get the stats and I get that the defense is great. And I get Christian McCaffrey's there and Shanahan and Lynch have a system built there that you could plug and play QBs. But we've got to give Purdy some credit, I think. I really do. I think it's about time that we actually realize he's not a great quarterback yet. We can't classify him in the MVP rankings yet like that. But we've been bashing Brock Purdy for a while now. Before this show was on this network, we were bashing Brock Purdy, saying he was overhyped, overrated. But if we're going to go off wins and losses for Jalen Hurts, we've got to realize that Brock Purdy hasn't lost yet. So we've got to give him a little credit. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Let's catch up on some comments. Let's see if anybody responded to this here. Yeah, tough with the time zone and actually office work. You got to put it up on the big screen in the office. I'm surprised the Cowboys are in the top. Yeah, I thought about taking the Cowboys off the top 10. I really did. I really did. Losing to the Cardinals, Adam, that's devastating for a franchise. Oh baby. Yeah, your ego's been inflated since the day I met you. Shanahan has a gimmick offense. That's fine. The Eagles have gimmicks in their offense for sure. Every team's offense is a gimmick of some kind to an extent. The West Coast offense, that was a gimmick offense until it wasn't. Just trying to put a little respect on the 49ers and Brock Purdy. I'm not anointing him Tom Brady like others, but we got to give him a little bit of credit for not losing yet. Adam, I've seen them ranked higher than 8 and some. Yeah, I've seen the Cowboys ranked ahead of the Eagles still in some major outlet. I think the Ringer had the Eagles not in the top 5, but the Cowboys in the top 5, which is that's clickbait. The Eagles number 1, that's clickbait to an extent, but putting the Cowboys in the top 5 and the Eagles not, that is clickbait. 49ers are my 7 or 8. That's disrespecting the 49ers for sure. Purdy throws a bunch of 5-yard passes to Debo and Christian. That's fine. I get it. But winners win. And maybe Brock Purdy has a little bit of that Jalen Hurts win at all cost mentality. That's all I'm saying. The fact that he took over midway through last year. Week 8, week 10 last year? Yeah, he missed the playoffs. He got hurt in the playoffs. And then he played 3 weeks he hasn't lost. Whatever it is, as a starter. You've got to throw some credit to the fact that that team has not lost when he's their starting quarterback. When you fail, the quarterback gets all the blame. When you succeed, the quarterback deserves the blame, some of the success. And them winning all these games, you got to give some credit towards him. K1's not spitting facts. He's spitting opinions. There's a difference. There's a big difference. He started the playoffs short as if he was to start. I'm not sure what it make of Purdy. I'm still not sure what to make of Purdy either. But what I'm saying is, if we're going to give Jalen Hurts the credit that he rightfully deserves, we should be giving some credit to Brock Purdy as well. Purdy is like an old hoopty. The car isn't sexy, but it gets, yeah. He's a really good game manager. Yeah, exactly. Pack, I can't see. Pack it up then. Jalen throws a lot of short passes too. He does air the ball out from occasion, but I'm not going to throw the 49ers and Brock Purdy under the bus just yet. Don't be jealous of the 49ers or Brock, or do not be. Are we a 49ers fan in the comments here? We need to be better as Eagles fans. Okay, so I'm finishing your sentence here now. Exactly. I think it's time, and I'm guessing you agree with it. Pack it up. That we put some respect on Brock Purdy's name. Again, not anointing him the MVP of the league yet. Not doing that. But what I'm doing is I'm realizing the guy hasn't lost yet, and that's pretty damn impressive. Doesn't matter how he does it. Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Dolphins, Eagles, and others would wreck the 49ers. I don't know about the word wreck. I think you're being a little disrespectful to 49ers here, man, Chatter. The 49ers are a very good football team. I do not trust the Bills. The Bengals haven't looked good at all yet. Obviously, Joe Burrow looks terrible right now with the injury and the lack of practice. I obviously we got to give him time, but I don't know. Point is, Hurts can throw a deep ball. Purdy is again. I haven't watched Brock Purdy a lot to know what his deep ball arm looks like, but he wins. We spent a whole show last week, earlier this week, last week I think. Would you rather win ugly or lose pretty? As long as you've got a leader with leadership intangibles, and you can manage the offense and not turn the ball over, you're going to win. And that's what Brock Purdy is. That's kind of what Jalen Hurts was at points. He's a game manager. He can throw the ball deep, Jalen Hurts, without and a lot better than people realize. But he's a game manager. He's a leader. And Brock Purdy's win-loss record is starting to get to the point where some respect has to be put on the kid. That's all. Jalen is not a deep thrower. He can do it better than people realize. He wasn't very good at it on Monday night. There were quite a few deeper passes on Monday night that he underthrew. One being the spectacular interception by the goal line. That was an underthrown deep ball. Some of those underthrown deep balls are because he's got people in his face and he's getting hit and he can't follow through. But he can do it. Now I don't know if Brock Purdy can. The last 49ers game I watched was the 49ers versus the Eagles, and he got hurt in it. So, K1, do you have a newsletter I can sign up for? No. We're promoting other people's newsletters on my show. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, actually, exactly. The guys jump down my throat when I state facts. Hey, I got you. You can state facts anytime you want in my show here. Pack it up. Anytime you want to comment. We're here every single day. Make sure you like, you subscribe, you're following. Look, it's just a respect thing. I didn't even know we were going to go this Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts route for the first 20 minutes of the show. And I don't even know. We were talking my power rankings, and I didn't even know this was going to be nothing wrong with short passes if you're winning. Exactly. Dude, again, it comes down to it. Everybody's so upset when the Eagles don't win 40-10. Wins are all that matters. That's it. You just got to win the games. That's all. Bills have Matt Milano. Who? I'm just kidding with you. Tommy saying on Facebook, not every play has to be going big. Short passes and runs gain chunk yards equal clock mismanagement. We'll get back to my power rankings in a second because Tommy is bringing up something I want to get into here as well. Let me catch up on some more comments here. Peanut knows his stuff. Peanut knows a little bit of stuff. A little bit. I'm an Eagles fan, but I'm not scared of Purdy or the 49ers. When Jalen is an 8-0, we gave him the credit he deserved. Purdy will lose this streak against the. Yeah, look, exactly. If we're going to give him credit, we got to give the other credit. That's all I'm asking for is give credit where credit's due. 49ers will get wrecked by the powerful Eagles. There's no way we wreck the 49ers. There's a chance we don't win that game, depending on how the team's playing at the time. Just saying. The 49ers are a damn good football team. I had them just below the Cowboys. After the Cowboys losing to the Cardinals, I flipped, and the 49ers are the second best team in the NFC. I appreciate you. I'm always here. I got you. I appreciate it, my man. More power. Go ahead and pay Brock Purdy $300 million contract. So they can't, dude, I don't know how they've paid so much money, the 49ers, to those names and others. Dude, the 49ers, we always joke that Howie makes the salary cap fake. Well, the 49ers are going to prove that it's fake, man. They got so many big contracts on the books right now. How can you not respect Purdy? If he was the Birds quarterback with this story, he would be legendary. Exactly, Peanut. See, finally, we're agreeing on something here. Our D-line's so strong, nobody has time to throw deep. That's fine. That's fine. What is up, Mitchy Poo? How we doing today? Phil, we'll learn. This hot topic. Yeah, all right. Let me go back up here to this other comment that I want to get back onto. Not every play has to be big. Short passes. Look, I've seen so much negativity about the Eagles online. Not Eagles fans, mostly national attention, trying to bring us Eagles fans down. And I wrote down some of the things that I kept saying. And the one thing I kept saying, Tommy, over and over again in the negative aspect of the Eagles is that their offense is one dimensional because it's short passes and runs, and that's it. That they can't throw the ball deep this year. I don't care. If we run the ball and set the rushing record in the NFL and go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl, I don't care as long as we win. And clock management. Whenever any analyst out there, any one of them, does their keys to victory for an Eagles game or any game, one of the two, every time any analyst or any podcast or any Joe Schmo on the street says, what are the keys to today's team's victory over the other team? I guarantee at least one of these two things are said every single time. Clock management and win the turnover battle, and then whatever else is the key. Everybody wants to say clock management is the key to victory, but then when you dominate clock management, they say your team is one-dimensional and boring. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't, and it really is frustrating. Oh, we've dabbled in a little dancing on my own. I'm happy. Phillies playoff baseball is back, and I love that we've got the rest of this week of games to rest some guys, get our rotation in order. Oh, I'm excited. I'm thinking about doing a playoff special, maybe get some of the Phillies writers from Philadelphia Sports Network on the show, maybe do an afternoon show later this week to preview the playoffs. I'm ready, baby. Bench Dak, get in Lance. There's Cowboys fans calling for that. Tom Brady became the GOAT, dinking and dunking. Yeah, honestly. Outside of when he had Randy Moss in New England, he never was really a deep threat kind of guy. He had tight ends, great tight ends that some of them turned into not so great people, um, and very average wide receivers that he'd dink and dunk. Tom Brady was the king of short, boring passes, and he was the king of the tush push before it was a tush push. I mean, it was the Brady push. It's aesthetically, yeah, exactly, and that leads into the. We'll get back to the power rankings in a little bit. And K1, what's aesthetically displeasing leads into the hate for the tush push. And every day, 20, 30 big accounts with 50, 100, 500,000 followers putting out how much they hate the tush push. And I get it. And I really do believe that the tush push will be banned eventually. It will be. Why? Not because it's an illegal play. Why? Not because it's unstoppable. We've seen other teams try to run it, and they don't run it successfully. The Eagles run it successfully because they got the best run blocking. They've invested in a great line, and they've invested in a quarterback that could squat 600 pounds, can squat both your parents right now, can squat all your kids right now, squat all 4 of my dogs right now. But the reason why the tush push is going to get banned by the NFL isn't because it's unstoppable. It's because it's not aesthetically pleasing. Because in football and in all sports, sex sells, excitement sells, offense sells. And when you have a forward push like that, it's not cool looking to the average fan. To the casuals, they don't think it's cool. They want to see deep balls. That's why Justin Herbert gets so much credit for having a bad win-loss record, but he throws a lot of deep balls that are connected, and it's a pretty spiral. But Jalen Hurts doesn't get any credit. It's because they want what's aesthetically pleasing, not displeasing. And that is why the tush push will get outlawed. Leagues change. All leagues change rules so many times out of fear of upsetting the casual fans. Look, they banned the shift in baseball. Why? Because they want more runs on the board. I didn't even know this till I started Google searching ban rule changes in sports yesterday. Did you know the NBA banned the zone defense in the 40s for a little while because they didn't like the way it was making the game go? Like literally every league changes rules to make it more offense, more the hand checking in the NBA outlawed. Like literally rules get changed to increase offense. to increase the appeal on TV, to increase the bottom dollar. And that is why the tush push will get outlawed. And I really think that that's what it is. Now, it's okay to mention the Phillies. The Phillies are in the playoffs right now. Um, Bills fans are begging Allen, no deep stuff. Just take what is exactly. Josh Allen's a perfect example of just it's okay to dink and dunk. It is. It's very okay to dink and dunk. For as much as we criticize Jalen's last game, his last drive he threw the ball for 3 third down convert. Yeah, absolutely. They were shorter pass and they were beautiful, well thrown, well struck balls. It's okay. It's okay. My TI saying was, I don't care how the sausage is made, just serve it up on a plate. Exactly. Wins are wins. I don't need my sports to be aesthetically pleasing. I'm watching sports already because I love sports. I don't need I want to see. I was against the ban being banned and the shift being banned in baseball. Why? Because if you can't figure out how to beat the shift, then that's your fault. Figure out how to beat it. You can't figure out how to stop the tush push. There are ways around stopping the tush push. Get lower, get stronger. I bet you the Eagles defense line. You telling me that the tush push will work 100% of the time against Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Fletcher Cox? It's not going to happen. Invest properly in your team. Don't spend boatloads of money in useless positions, and you can build a proper team to do it. It's mind numbing. That's the Patriots dynasty. We basically do a lot of the same things that the Patriots did in building their dynasty. If you think about it, if you hate the tush push, that find way to stop it. Exactly. It is stoppable. We saw it across the NFL just this week, ran at least 2 or 3 times unsuccessfully by other teams. You know why? Because Jalen Hurts is your quarterback at squat 600. He's worked his tail off to be able to perfect a play like that. It's not attractive, but my whole life watching football so far, it's been winning recipe. I mean, and you're probably not the most attractive man anyway, right? I mean, that's why you got to have Howie Roseman's picture and not your real picture. Eagles are second best behind Chiefs. Both teams have the best O-line. The Chiefs O-line, I watched some of their first game of the year. They spent a lot of money improving it, and I don't know. It's still not the best in my opinion. The tush push is awesome. Let's use it until they change the rules. Look, I hope they don't change the rules. Pack it in up. I hope they don't. But they may. And they probably will just because like I said, I don't think the tush push is going to be outlawed because it's unstoppable. Because it is stoppable. The tush push is going to be outlawed because it's not aesthetically pleasing. And that's it. Apparently Taylor Swift sells. I saw that, Marshawn. Dude, supposedly Sunday night football or Sunday night football. Monday night football, whatever game. So the Chiefs played, and then the next night game had some record views because they were talking about Taylor Swift. Not because the Chiefs were playing, just because they were talking about Taylor Swift on the pregame show. Like, literally, the Taylor Swift effect, man. It's insane. It really is. And hold on, I'll come back to that in a second, K1. And then I saw a little highlight of the latest episode of the Kelsey Brothers podcast. They had a little clip posted, I think it was this morning. And it was Travis basically saying that, Jason, yeah, I did this to myself. It's my fault. Yeah, this is all on me. He knows what he's brought upon himself. And he knows it's funny. They banned the slam dunk. Did they ban Shaq dunking or being within 2 feet of the rim? That was unstoppable. There's so many things in sports. You know, some of it gets banned, some of it doesn't. They change the game constantly because they want more offense. They want it to be, they have in their mind, the NFL, what the image of the NFL should be. The NFL, this is not a hot take. This might be a controversial take, but it's not a hot take. The NFL does not want Jalen Hurts being the face of the NFL. Not going to say why. They don't. They want Justin Herbert. They want flash. They want personality. They want 6,000-yard throwers. Jalen Hurts, is the perfect face of the NFL because he does things the right way. He just doesn't do it flashy. He's not outgoing. He doesn't have this big, bold personality. But they don't want it. And banning the tush push takes away part of Jalen Hurts' lore and some of his stats. So they don't want him to be the face of the NFL. There's other reasons too, possibly, but because of Wilt. They tried to ban Jordan's first sneaker. They try to ban anything that does not. They're always trying. If you can't stop it, it's because it must be illegal. It's just a quarterback sneak. Are they going to get rid of all goal line formation? They're going to do. I really feel it's because of that. It's the. I mean, they're which is weird because they're trying to take away punt returns and kick returns as well for safety. There's no mention of taking away the tush push for safety. Honestly, it doesn't seem. It looks very vicious and not safe. But no one's gotten hurt, knock on wood, yet from a tush push. They're going to ban Big. I hope they ban him, but not before he sits right next to me on this screen here, and I could tell him how much wrong he has said. Cancel culture is out of control. Is banning the tush push part of cancel culture? It might be. Except we don't film the other team's practices like the Pats. That is true. We don't do that. We definitely don't. Spend you first on a running back instead of building the O-line. See how that works out. Well, the Lions did that. We'll see. Falcons did that. We'll see. Exactamundo, Marshawn. Yeah. That's exact. Did Phil just call Judd ugly? I didn't say nothing. I might have hinted at it, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Well, they just did last year. We'll see. It's not the tush push. It's the brotherly shove. That is right. We do need to work on change. If the tush push has a negative connotation, if we all start calling it the brotherly shove, the brotherly love shove, maybe it won't be hated. You could put the words brotherly shove on a t-shirt. You can't put tush push on a t-shirt and sell it. So then maybe the NFL will like the play if it's got a cool marketing name. The NFL's probably already trademarked the words a brotherly shove. The Bucs almost figured out how to stop the tush push. That's why they went with the fake tushy. Exactly. The Bucs have a great front four. They have big guys. The NFL's gotten away from big defensive tackles. You don't see the Vince Wilforks of the world anymore. There used to be 30 guys, 350-pound guys that could clog up the middle as a nose tackle, defensive tackle in football. Now there's like 5. Just the Eagles had 2 of them, and Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. The NFL went away from that. Everybody's looking for the next Aaron Donald, which is fine. Aaron Donald's a freak of nature. But if you don't have those big guys in the middle that could battle the big offensive linemen, the tush push is going to be successful every time. The Bucs had some success stopping it. If you're concerned, Hurts not best yet. He's still new. What? No, I'm not concerned about Hurts. Whoa, did you say Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift is famous. That's coming out today. What's coming out today? That you're gorgeous? I don't know. Should we call the fake tush push the BPL? That podcast is going to explode today. Which one? Whose podcast? This one's not exploding. We only got 15 likes on YouTube. What the hell? Only 3 on Facebook. This one's not exploding. Judd, you're the man. Don't give Judd any credit for anything. Come on now. She threw out a can and someone picked it out of the garbage. I'm saving all my money to buy it. What? Let's get off of Taylor Swift. Let's get this sucker trending. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. I would love this show to trend. That's why the name's trending. The band Suplex, brother. They banned the pile driver for a while. You know, they did. Oh my God, there's way too much Judd love going on right now. There is. There's just way too. I gotta catch up on comments. There's way too many comments I'm backed up on here. I swear, women I know seen online only care about Jalen because they thirst for him. Dude, the league just doesn't see it. True, the NFL wants an annoying dudes like Cam Newton, Baker Mayfield to have 1 million commercials each. Not a grown man like Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is getting some commercials fine, which is about time. But even his commercials, it's not like they're bold and hilarious and crazy. Like his personality just screams, I just want to play football. and I just want to win titles. And it's not as marketable, his personality. And that's why they don't want him to succeed, which is crazy because he represents all the good. All the good is represented by Jalen Hurts. He does everything right, but yet he gets held back and others are pushed. Like he turned down. He was one of the first people. I don't want to be on that quarterback show. I'm focused on football, not reality TV right now. Where did the brotherly shove come from? I don't know. I saw it floating around Twitter yesterday, and it's been picking up a lot of steam, the words brotherly shove. It's been picking up a lot. I had quite a few people hit me up and say the brotherly shove. Every commercial, Allen and Mahomes and Kelsey. Yeah, absolutely. The brotherly push. No, it's the brotherly shove. Chatter's already messing it up already. The push, yeah, it doesn't have it. Imagine trading for Aaron Rodgers and not investing in the O-line to protect him. Yeah. And then imagine all the quarterbacks that are out there that could take over or back up Zach Wilson, who's terrible. But yet they go out and they decide Trevor Siemian to their roster instead. All the guys. Look, Colin Kaepernick, I'm not a Kaepernick guy anymore. I think he deserved the chance, but it's been too long. It's been like 6 years since he's played football. Like, whatever. He reached out and said, would you like me to come try out? Worst case scenario, I just try out for the team and you see what I got. Best case, I can help you. They don't even want him, but they bring in Trevor Siemian. Like, seriously? Next thing you know, they're going to trade for Nathan Peterman. The Kelsey Brothers pod. Man, let me tell you something. That pod's going to blow up because of, it's going to blow up because of the Taylor Swift talk this week. Exactly. But it doesn't deserve to blow up as much as this one does. Come on now. We need work done. We need the effort put in on this show, guys. Time flies in the morning while watching Trending the Air. It does. We are already we're pushing 9 o'clock already. Dude, this morning, playing up, I don't know what I did with my new phone, but I accidentally did not turn it on the alarm for today. First time. My wife woke me up at 7:35. Like, did you forget to set your alarm? I'm like, oh, shit. I had a shower. I had to do the 3 S's. Shower, shave. Well, except for the shaving part. And get that done in like 25 minutes to do this show. Didn't know how the show was going to go. We only spent 5 minutes on my power rankings. Only one of, we've started talking tush push. So 2 of my 3 things written down here that I wanted to talk about. But man, time flies. J. Cole got bars, Phil. I guess. I'm proud Jalen Hurts is my quarterback. I am too. I'm really, really proud of Jalen Hurts and what he puts in work-wise, the personality packet in. Everything about Jalen Hurts screams franchise. Not just Eagles franchise, the franchise of the NFL. You've lost, just think about it, over the last 10 years, you've lost Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, soon to lose Aaron Rodgers. Legends, faces of the NFL have gone missing. And Jalen Hurts is the perfect image for you, a person, to take over, for kids to look up to invigorate a fan base and fan bases across the league. But yet they keep pushing him down because he does not do it flashy. He does not do it bold. That's all. Everybody, I think I could throw better than Zach Wilson at this point. You should smash Taylor Swift and then this. No. I don't think my wife would appreciate that. Appreciate everybody's hyping Jalen, Judlin up today. Come on, Judlin's getting more hype than I do on a regular basis. How proud would be as a Bears fan passing on Jalen Carter twice? Yeah, the Bears passed on Jalen Carter, and so did the Lions to Josh Gibbs. I mean, come on now. Raiders passed. I saw my man Raider Frank. He's on Twitter. He's a good guy on Twitter, and he said, whoever they drafted at 7, and he's bitching about that the other day. It's funny. It's funny how many people passed on Jalen Carter. Well, you want to stop the tush push? You want to stop the brotherly shove? Well, draft a Jalen Carter or a Jordan Davis in the first round. Don't let those kind of players keep falling to the Eagles. Don't let those kind of people fall. Draft them. Stop drafting reaches. Taylor will thirst when she sees that beard. Well, actually, my wife might be okay with me hooking up with Taylor Swift if it means we get some money out of it. Everybody's got a price, right? Judlin Hurts, man, the people's quarterback. No, stop. Next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna come in with a People's Championship belt or something like that. We are going to destroy the Washington football team. Without a doubt, we are gonna smoke Washington on Sunday. I don't care that it's a division game. Washington is crushed and devastated after that loss to the Bills. They were buying their own hype after the first 2 weeks, and they just got put in their place. Without a doubt. Brotherly shove is so good. It is. All right, let's reset real quick. It is 9 a.m. here on this Wednesday morning, September 27th. You're watching Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. I am your host, Phil Stiefel. We're talking Eagles. We're dabbling in a little Phillies dancing on their own. There's 19 likes on YouTube, 5 on Facebook. It's free to hit that like button. It's free to hit that share button. It's free to subscribe to the Philadelphia Sports Network channel. I greatly appreciate if you do all those things. Turn those notifications on so you don't miss it when we go live every single morning here, Monday through Friday, 8:15. Taylor Swift's next album is going to be all about the Kelsey breakup. The video, yeah, she's gonna be crying, crawling back to Philly. Can you take me back as your number one fan, please? No, you're dead to me. Done. I actually want them to stay together, and then I want to see the Super Bowl, and I want to see her wearing a split Eagles Chiefs jersey, just like Mama Kelsey does. Indecent proposal. Look, it is. Taylor, pay anything for that beard. Actually, hey, if she can loan me a couple mil, not even loan, just give me a couple mil. Sure, I'll go out with her. Sure, she's paying. I ain't renting out a whole entire restaurant like Travis Kelsey did just to have a date with her after a football game. That's for sure. Taylor will get on the Eagles hype train soon. Yeah, next thing you know, she'll be trying to hook up with Jalen Hurts. Unfortunately, Jalen Hurts is not a single man, and Jalen Hurts doesn't care about the date. You know what's so great about Jalen Hurts? Like, he's had a girlfriend for how long? A lot longer than we realize. But we don't know about it. Why? Because he doesn't put his social life out in the public like that. He's focused on one thing, winning. And that's all that matters. Does Phil only have 5 teams in his power ranking? You want me to get back to my power ranking? Everybody's got a price. Absolutely. Absolutely. Washington might already be done. They're 2-1, but they might already be done, Packers. That game was so pathetic on Sunday. It was. Like, kind of like when you talk the Dolphins 70-20. They're not going to score 70 all the time. Probably ever again. Buffalo's not going to win 40-3 or 37-3, whatever it is. But it just goes to show how bad Washington was. Buffalo was struggling. Washington is exactly what the Eagles need to get their offense humming again. Taylor Swift doing Fox's Pizza commercials. Yeah, that would get me trending for sure. He's Jalen and he's like football. That's it. I remember when I read that ESPN article when it first came out, the big feature on him before the season started. It was like a big 7-page read. It was fantastic. And I thought to myself for a second, I hope he finds time to enjoy himself. And then I thought again, I'm like, maybe not. Maybe he is enjoying himself. Maybe football and being 120% laser focused on football is what Jalen Hurts loves. And that's his passion. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, that's not pleasing to the NFL for some reason. And that's crazy. I mean, I started talking about all the negativity I saw across the social media world about the Eagles yesterday from national people, from non-Eagles fans. If you're an Eagles fan and you're negative towards this Eagles team being 3-0, then you're just a curmudgeon, plain and simple. But I see people talk about one-dimensional offense. Doesn't matter. I see people talking about the tush push. Stop it. And I see people wanting to know what's wrong with Jalen Hurts. What's wrong with them? The Eagles are 3-0. Is there a reason being 3-0 means you got to say something's wrong with Jalen Hurts? Has it been crisp and perfect? No. But he still found ways to win. Those third down throws on that final drive, they're perfect. You know why? Because during crunch time, winners win. And he came up big in crunch time. Why does there have to be a narrative that because Jalen Hurts isn't throwing 300 yards a game, because Jalen Hurts has, he got 4 turnovers this year through 3 games? That's a lot for him. Not going to lie. But because he's got 4 turnovers this year, he only had 7 all of last year. Why are we saying there's something wrong with it? Why does success in an unpleasing appearance have to mean that there's a problem? People do. And the national people, and this is, and look, and I fall for it. I'm falling for it right now, Zach. I am. The problem is people love to hate on Philly. National people looking for clout, clickbait people. They love hating on Philly for one reason, because it pisses us off. Because we feed into it by hating the disrespect. The problem is that it also feeds into Jalen Hurts' little book, his little picture frame. All the people that hate. It's a motivational test. Like, people don't realize if they stopped hating on us, Jalen Hurts would have less motivational check sheets. The things he has to read to tell himself I got to prove this person wrong, this person wrong, this person wrong. It's kind of crazy. Hurts could get any 100 girls that see it. Look, he doesn't. It doesn't matter because he's not focused on that. He's had a girl for a while. She Smith signed Titans. I don't even know what that means. Philly hates on Philly. It's a thing. It is. And the players are just dancing on their own. Love it. Love it. The media. Absolutely. I get what you're getting at. It's just Negadelphia. It's so annoying. And the problem is we feed into the Negadelphia by biting every time. And I know this. I did it 2 or 3 times yesterday on Twitter. I saw some really negative or bad rankings or disrespect to the Eagles or Philly. And I fall. I fall into the trap. I do. We all do. That's what I was trying to say. Bulletin board material. That's what I was trying to get out for Jalen Hurts. I couldn't get those words out. I'm still a little behind. Waking up at 7:30. I'm a routine guy. I get up at 7 a.m. I have to have my coffee made at 7:30. I got a breakfast at 7:40. In the office at 7:50. Get set up for the show. This morning, waking up at 7:30, threw my whole routine off. It did. It's showing in the quality of work I'm doing today, Mad Chatter. The fact that I'm thrown off by 30 minutes today. How about Dak saying the media got what they want after the loss? You would never hear that from Hurts. Yeah, I mean, you hear Dak saying things. You hear Justin Fields throwing coaches under his bus. You see it across the NFL. People making excuses. You don't see excuses from Jalen Hurts. When Jalen Hurts has a bad game, he owns it up. When the Eagles lose the Super Bowl, and while Jalen Hurts made one bad play in the Super Bowl, so did a lot of other players. He owned it. He took full responsibility. Leaders, teams follow leaders that accept responsibility. I get into politics with the presidents and leadership and accepting responsibility. I'm not going to do that. But that just popped into my head. I set my alarm. I guess my new phone, it's not just set every day. You got to click all the days. And I guess I didn't click on today for the week. I don't know. I don't know. My phone's got an alarm. It did. It just wasn't set for today. Travis saying I'm good. I appreciate you, Trav. You're my man. Lance is not better than Dak Prescott. Get that bold ass horrible takeout. All right, let me put my power rankings back up on the screen. It's definitely was the phone's fault, not the operator of the phone, not the person that was clicking the things on the phone. No, it wasn't his fault. It was the phone's fault. See, I'm not a leader. I'm blaming. I'm deflecting blame for my mistake. Jalen Hurts would have said, it's my fault. I screwed up. That's what it is. All right. So we're going through this power rankings. I think I got the Browns at 6, a little underrated. I almost wanted to put them at 5 ahead of the Bills. That Browns defense is legit. The Ravens, that loss is kind of like the Cowboys loss. I almost wanted to eliminate them from the top 10 altogether. The problem is when you look at this list, are the Lions really a great team? Are they a top 10 team? Yeah, but only because no team has really separated themselves. Are the Packers really a top 10 team? I don't know. But they're not separating. Nobody's separating. Like, all I wanted to do was do a top 7 power ranking and then leave the rest of the teams off the list. Why? Because nobody's separating themselves through 3 weeks. There's a lot of bad football. There's an argument to be made for 1 and 2 teams or 0 and 3 teams to be in the top 10. Just based off of past history. Because nobody in the NFL outside the top 3 or 4 teams are separating themselves from the competition. And that's why I've got my power rankings listed the way I do. Because I put the Cowboys there. I thought of keeping them off, but I didn't want Cowboy fans crushing me for that. Lions, whatever. The Lions are a good team. They haven't done anything special yet. The Packers. I watched a lot of that Packers game on Sunday. It was one of the games on TV here. And Jordan Love showed me something. Maybe Jordan Love's got a little something. I don't think they're going to finish in the top 10 at the end of the year. But right now, I'm giving them credit. I'm giving them time to be talked about because why not? What else, you know? Who else am I going to put in the top 10 over the Lions and the Packers? Phil waited in line for a new. I did not. I have not had an iPhone since like the iPhone 2. I'll take a great player that's not elite but is a leader on and off the field over an elite player who doesn't really give a shit. Absolutely. It's the difference between Justin Herbert and Jalen Hurts. Basic. Your comment, Zach, is the difference between those two things. Basically, in my opinion. Own your mistakes, like Jalen. No, I'm deflecting. I always deflect. Did Phil take full responsibility? No, Phil does not take responsibility for anything wrong in his life. It's all somebody else's fault. But realistically speaking, on this top 10 list, my power rankings as they stand now, is there a team that deserves to be in it more? I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the NFL standings here. You know, I put the Packers at 2-1 in it. I mean, you could put the Steelers. They're 2-1. They look ugly. The Colts are 2-1. Can we put them? I saw people put the Jaguars, even though they're 1-2 in their top 10 still. You could, I guess. You could put the 1-2 Chargers up there. Nobody's separating themselves. You look at it. I mean, the Packers, the Lions, the Falcons, the Saints, the Bucs, all 2-1 teams. Are any of them better than the other? Seattle. Are any of them better than anybody else? No. And that's the problem right now. Phil, you are fading the Steelers and Kenny Pickett. Yeah, I'm fading them. Sorry. I don't buy the Kenny Pickett trade, man. Kenny Pickett might be a bottom 6 or 7 quarterback in the NFL. I don't know. Jalen Carter, defensive. Yeah, I mean, it's even money, basically, to bet him now. I hope you got your bets in on him before it got to even money. What's this say? Jalen, Roger Goodell, Satan is eyeing overseas teams. Overseas things we've talked about before. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe someday, but not anytime soon. Lions versus Packers. I mean, I think when that game happens, we're going to learn a lot. I don't know what to think of the Lions. I don't know what to think of the Packers. Like I said, I watched some of that Packers game, a decent amount of that Packers game on Sunday. And Jordan Love, he's got a long way to go. But he showed me a little something there late in the game. He showed a little bit of that grit that we talk about in quarterbacks, that leadership. He looked like he was inspiring his team. And let's not forget, Aaron Jones has been out for a few weeks now for the Packers. I thought he was going to be a heavy part of that offense. And I think he's missed 2 weeks now. Something like that. I mean, the Packers are not a bad team. I think they deserve to get a little bit of credit around the NFL. They're not a great team. They're not winning the Super Bowl. They're not there yet. But it's time to put a little respect on the name. And like I said, the Cowboys, you could say what you will about the Cowboys. I'm going to give the Cowboys some props for half a second. Those first 2 weeks were uber dominating. Everything was going right. Then you go out and lose to the Cardinals the way you did. Sometimes you just got to take that and throw it out the window. And it would not shock me. I don't know who the Cowboys play this week. Let me click on the Cowboys here. Who do the Cowboys play this week? The Cowboys come out and play the Patriots at home this week. It would not shock me if they beat the Patriots handily. They should win the game. They might win it handily. Why? Because no NFL team wants to be embarrassed the way the Cowboys were on Sunday and are getting embarrassed all week because of that loss. So it wouldn't shock me. The Cowboys are a good team still. Yes, they got demolished, embarrassed. They should not show their faces after that loss. They're still a good football team. Remember when Phil said Justin Fields not great? I remember. I said it today, possibly even. I say it all the time. Justin Fields is not great. Not only is he not great, he's an immature player. And Justin Fields got more hype and more talk and more time on TV talking about and podcast talking than Jalen Hurts all offseason. Jalen Hurts took his team to the Super Bowl last year. Had one of the greatest performances in Super Bowl history. Probably the greatest losing effort in Super Bowl history. And all the hype? Justin Fields. Justin Fields. He's better at running. He's better at throwing. He's this, he's that. But you know what Justin Fields isn't? A leader. Justin Fields might be more athletically gifted than Jalen Hurts. Very well. But he ain't the leader that Jalen Hurts is. And the fact that he gets all the hype and Fields and Hurts doesn't, I mean, I'm fine with it. Again, bulletin board material. You wanted us to. There were a lot of Eagles fans that wanted us drafting Justin Fields. There were. I did not. I definitely did not. And honestly, I won't lie. I'm glad. Doesn't it feel good? Get something off your chest, K1? Yeah. I have to say, what are you saying I to? You wanted Justin Fields too? Look, Fields gets moved soon. There's a possibility. Um, there were a lot of Eagles fans, and honestly, the only reason why I said no to Justin Fields was because of the Ohio State theory that no quarterback in the NFL has succeeded from Ohio State. There hasn't been one. That's the only reason why I didn't want Justin Fields then. Now I'm seeing that Justin Fields, just think about all the quarterbacks that have come out of Ohio State just in the last 20 years. None of them have performed well. And they've had quite a few good quarterbacks in college that just haven't succeeded. I have strict no Ohio State quarterback, but Stroud looked really good. Stroud's putting up some numbers. We'll see. We'll see if he can sustain it. Him and what's his name? Why can't I? It's a really cool play. His wide receiver. They're on the same page. Third most passing yards in NFL history for a rookie in their first 3 starts. Think about that. Third most passing yards for a rookie quarterback in their first 3 starts. It's insane. He's thrown over 900 yards. Yes, it feels good to be able to say it now that I am among friends. Who said we're friends? I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding. Core 12, all the way, baby. All the way. But yeah, there are a lot of Eagles fans that wanted Justin Fields to be drafted. There were. And boy, did we dodge that bullet there. Can you imagine Justin Fields acting and performing the way he does in Philly? Dude, he'd be booed off the field. Now, there might be a smattering of boos in Chicago right now, but I bet you if you asked 100 Bears fans, they would blame the coach. They would blame somebody else. They would say, give it time, or it's not his fault. Everything would be different. Not a Stroud truther. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. But I might be sure that Matt Chatter might be right here. That Stroud might be better than Fields. Maybe. Justin Fields, yeah. Look, again, we spent more time talking Justin Fields and Brock Purdy than the Eagles today. We're at 9:18, and we spent a lot of time on non-Eagles topics. What's great about the power ranking? That is, it gives you a little bit of something different. You know, it brings our teams. Look, and let's not sleep. Not sleep on Detroit. They're a good team too. I put them in the top 10. Why? Because they're well coached, they're well disciplined to an extent. They made some draft mistakes, of course, drafting a running back so high, giving us DeAndre Swift for nothing. Sure, they made mistakes, but they're going to be there. Jared Goff's one of those quarterbacks, just like Jalen Hurts. Doesn't do it pretty. But I bet you if you looked at his overall numbers through his career, his win-loss record, he's played in a Super Bowl. A lot of these other guys in the top 20, top 10, haven't coached or played or been in a Super Bowl. Jared Goff gets shit on a lot because he's not a fancy, flamboyant, over-the-top quarterback. But you know what? He wins football games. Refresh him. Why? I like him. I think my power rankings are perfect and spot on. My power rankings aren't changing. They're perfect, as is. Justin Fields should hook up with Taylor Swift. It might be the best thing that happens to his career off the field. But on the field, it ain't going to change a damn thing on the field at all. Yeah. Not at all. Not at all. Look, all right, we're coming to the final 10 minutes of the show today. And the floor is yours, guys. Those comments need to keep coming in. I've covered what I need to cover for today. That the negativity towards the Eagles is unwarranted. That the Eagles are the best team in the NFL, to me as an Eagles fan. But there's not more than 2 teams that you could say are better than the Eagles. We've discussed the tush push and why it shouldn't be banned. But it will be banned because it's just not cool. It's not sexy. It doesn't sell. Sex sells. Well, the tush push does not sell. Everybody wants to. I mean, anybody would, right? Just because of the money. She's not my type. What is your type? We're gonna have the dating game here. Get K on somebody. Uh, bet. Phil, 10 more minutes of value. No, there's 10 more minutes in the show, and that's it. Um, maybe Peanut. Peanut. I think Peanut would go. I think so. I think so. How y'all think Joby has done so far? I want to see Josh Joby. I want to see whoever they put. It was really weird. Something we didn't talk about. I was really surprised Goodrich was a healthy scratch on Monday night. They really thought he was going to get some time, and then they moved Bradbury into the slot. So then they started. I thought Goodrich was going to start in the slot and then bounce it around. Um, Joby, he hasn't. He was one of the lowest rated defenders on the Eagles, but it's not like he had a bad game. And I think K1's answer is spot on. Joby has been better than expected. But also Josh Joby, like, I'm not prepared yet. I don't have enough faith in what Joby's done when we go up against the Dolphins. Or if we would be going up against the Jets with Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. Or when we go up against Buffalo or Kansas City. What he's done so far isn't bad. Better than expected, sure. But I'm not prepared to put him out there yet against those big offenses. That's where I'm at with a bunch of the young guys, like Josh Joby mostly, Sidney Brown, a lot of these young guys, Nicholas Morrow, or not Reed Blankenship, Nicholas Morrow, N'Kobe Dean. I'm not ready to put them out there against the big names. Joby is light, is Ike. Sorry, Ike. Yeah, he could be better and more experience over the next couple of weeks. More experience against Washington. That's going to going up against when we face the Rams in Week 5. More experience, and then we'll see. Josh Joby is and a work in progress. Maybe in 3 weeks, I'll be okay with him. Yet right now, I'm like, we still need to see. D-line is, and this is something here. The secondary hasn't been bad. Haven't been great. They haven't been bad. But when you got a defensive line like the Philadelphia Eagles have, it makes the linebackers better. It makes the cornerbacks better. It makes the safeties better. It makes so much else easier when you can rush or send just 4 guys every single play, and everybody else could just drop into coverage or play the run. You could send 5 guys. And there was a couple times on Monday night, not every play, but a few times, K1, I don't know if anybody else saw it, that I saw the Eagles send 4 guys and drop 7 back into coverage. And the Buccaneers still had to have 7 guys blocking. They had to have a running back and a tight end help block those 4 guys, which means they had double teams on 3 of the 4 guys. And they still pushed the line back. That's how dominant the defensive line is for the Eagles. And I know all the credit goes to the tackles because Carter and Davis and Cox are the big names. But you got to give credit to Josh Sweat. And Hassan Reddick, I know he hasn't had a sack yet, but he's still getting into the backfield. You got to give credit to them. You got to give credit to Dirk Barnett. He's getting in the backfield. No sacks yet, but he's getting back there. Nolan Smith putting pressure on Baker Mayfield. When you can send 4 and the offense has to block with 7 guys, you're winning 9 times out of 10. That's how elite that front is. So much pressure, but how many sacks? Look, let's take all the sacks we get this year and that last year's and average them out. It's still great. It doesn't matter. Like, sacks are just a number. They're just there for stats. They're there for contract negotiations. As long as you're getting into the quarterback's face, as long as you're making the quarterback throw errant throws, as long as you're making the quarterback make quick decisions that are wrong, it don't matter. As long as you shake them up a little bit, as long as you rattle them a little bit, that's all that matters. Plain and simple. Howie has built the defense masterfully. And there's still holes on the defense. There's still technically a weakness at linebacker. There's still technically a weakness at slot corner, at the second safety position. But been so good on the front that it masks it. Like, look, Nicholas Morrow has been fantastic the last 2 weeks. But how much of that is because Nicholas Morrow has played fantastic? How much of that is because there's no one blocking him because the front 4 take up all the blocks? Like, there's literally a little bit of that. I thought that said something else in the comment section. I really took a big chance of putting that that up on the screen just so you know. The Kobe team is mid. We'll find out. We'll find out. Quarterback pressure is all that matters. I'm not mad at it. 3-0. But there was only one last week. There was two last week. Two people split a sack, and there was definitely two. Tupelotu had one, and then there was the combined sack last week. Um, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's a reason why that 70 sack number was so rare in the NFL. So rare. It's because it's really hard to get like that. Facts. Just the facts, man. As anybody know what I'm talking about? Hold on. Let me get a piece of paper. Just the facts, man. Just the facts. Anybody? Somebody? Bueller? Anybody know what that's from? Sorry, that was facts. Yeah. From a distance on the screen, it looked like something else with the facts spelled incorrectly there. But I got you. Stats are for geeks. Yeah. The only stat I care about two stats. The win-loss record, and did we win the Super Bowl? That's it. That's all that matters to me. Wins are wins. Crash Test Covey got to be one of the best player nicknames of all time. What are your top Eagles nicknames of all time? Top nicknames? I mean, there's only 3 minutes left in the show, Peanut. I don't know if I could get into them all. I got to really think. I'm going to write this down. We'll bring this up tomorrow. Top Eagles nicknames. I smell a poll. I smell a poll incoming this weekend. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll put it in a poll, and then we'll go from there. I like it. Crash Test Covey. I like it too. He has actually, since like week 8 or 9, been one of the best punt returners in football of last year. It is not from the Carfax commercial. It's from Die Hard 2 when he's using the fax machine in the airport in the beginning of the movie, and the lady at the fax desk, the information desk, hits on him. And he's like, "No, ma'am." He shows his wedding ring and says, "Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts, not FACT, FAX facts." Gotcha. Dirty Waters, no. Bonus. There is no bonus time today. Everyone have a great day. Go Birds, Adam. And that's right. Go Phillies. Ring that bell. Who wants me to do a Phillies only afternoon show later this week? I think it needs to be done. I think I'm going to try to do one tomorrow. I don't have plans tomorrow night. I think I might do a Phillies one. Maybe we'll do a Phillies. We'll do it during the Phillies game on Thursday if they even play on Thursday. If they don't, even better reason to do it. Brittany? No, it's Britain. And guys, Britney Spears, man. Oh, it's all her latest thing. Even worse. We can spend hours on that. Everyone wish you luck in court. You're coming to court. Why are we going to court? Yeah, keep that baseball talk separate. No, you got to warn you, man. Playoffs start next week. Every day on the morning show, we're going to be recapping playoff games. We are. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be a baseball heavy weeks coming up. Phil on Phil stream. Yeah, we're going to do it. We got to do some Phillies talk. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do 2 shows a day to have a separate show for baseball. Maybe I'll make it like a pregame show every single day in the playoffs. Maybe some of them from the pizza shop, but we'll see. We'll have to see. I doubt it, the mad chatter. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up here. We are at the 9:30 mark here. It is trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We got 22 likes on YouTube, 7 on Facebook. Pound that like button, even if you're watching on replay. Comments and likes on replays do matter. I do check all the comments. Even K1's Kenny G. Do you notice, K1, I did not bash Kenny G once this show. We barely talked running backs on this show today. So, I do check all comments. I am going to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers tonight, so I will not wake up early tomorrow, but I will rewatch. That sounds like an excellent concert, FYI. Would love to see. Now, I don't know if they're too old to put on quite the effort, we'll just say, of what they would have probably years ago, but still love it. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. It's all. This show grows with your guys' help. It means a lot to me when you share, like, subscribe, comment. All of it matters. It does. But everybody, have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, right here, 8:15 a.m. Trending in the AM on Philadelphia Sports Network. I am Phil Stiefel. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Go Birds.